The Big Brother 26 house guests have made some epic mistakes that, in some cases, cost them their games. Here are the 10 worst Big Brother 26 moves. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching for more details. Big Brother 26 has been full of thrilling competition wins and brilliant strategy, but there were some moves that were mistakes and ultimately cost a few of the house guests their games. Big Brother 26 has an I theme, which brought the BBI Arena twist to the pre-jury phase of the game. Each week, the head of household, AHSOKA, had to nominate 3 house guests for eviction instead of 2. After the power of veto competition and ceremony, the 3 remaining house guests battled it out in the BBI Arena on live eviction night. This Big Brother 26 twist made the live evictions so much more exciting because the final 2 nominees weren't determined until moments before the house guests had to cast their votes. The house guests had to be flexible and thoughtful with their decisions in order to continue on in the game. As the house guests navigated through Big Brother 26, some of them made better choices than others. Alliances shifted constantly and changed from week to week. Here are the 10 worst Big Brother 26 game moves so far. When Angela won the Big Brother 26 Week 1 Hill competition, she became paranoid. She watched her fellow house guests on the screen in the Hill bedroom and imagined that they were plotting against her. She even called out her collective alliance in front of everyone, telling them that they were like actors in a low-budget movie when they spoke to her the night before. However, it was her attack on Matt Hardman that changed many house guests' and viewers' opinions of her. When Angela became AHSOKA, Matt told her that if she targeted him that week, that he'd have to target her the next week if he was still in the house. Angela took this as a threat and attacked Matt in front of the whole house, calling him crazy eyes and telling him that his mother would see what a disrespectful brat he was. Matt was brought to tears because of this. Angela continued to get into confrontations with other house guests as the season continued, including when she mocked Lisa Weintraub's walk and called her a twit. Because of this, Angela was seen as a loose cannon who couldn't be fully trusted. She made the mistake of appearing to be untrustworthy very early on in the game, which made her expendable to her alliances. Angela could have had a much more peaceful time in the house if she'd been able to keep her emotions in check. During the Big Brother 26 premiere, Quinn won the Deepfake Ho upgrade power, which allowed him to secretly take over an AHSOKA's reign by using a deepfake avatar of the actual Ho to make his nominations. Although Quinn had the privilege of keeping his power a secret, he immediately told Angela and then Kimmo about it, not knowing that Kimmo would spill the beans. Kimmo told Quinn's rival, Tucker DeLauriers, about the power, and Tucker exposed Quinn. When Quinn used his power to take over Angela's Ho, everyone knew that it was him. He even ended up speaking to Angela about the nominees and eventually having a house meeting because of Tucker, in which Quinn admitted that he was the deepfake Ho. This caused distrust between Quinn and the house guests from whom he kept the deepfake Ho a secret. Quinn not only ruined the deepfake Ho power for himself by not using it anonymously, but he spoiled it for viewers who were looking forward to the house guests descending into chaos as a secret HO hijacked the week. Furthermore, Quinn could have used the deepfake Ho to secretly get out a bigger threat, and without making himself a target. He even conframed someone else. Quinn didn't know the house guests well enough yet to know if he could trust them with his deepfake Ho upgrade power secret, which was a big mistake. From the beginning of Big Brother 26, Cedric was in a great position with his alliances, including the large collective alliance consisting of Cedric, Kimmo, Quinn, Brooklyn Rivera, Cam Sullivan-Brown, Chelsea Baum, Joseph Rodriguez, and Tikor Claudy, and the smaller Pentagon alliance within it, including Cedric, Brooklyn, Cam, Chelsea, and Quinn. However, Quinn was also in another side alliance called the Visionaries with Kimmo and Tikor, and he felt more of an allegiance to them, so he told them about the Pentagon. Cedric then made the classic Big Brother mistake of volunteering to go on the chopping block as a pawn for deepfake Ho Quinn, forgetting that pawns go home. When Kimmo and Tikor realized that they were at the bottom of the collective alliance, they defected, teaming up with Tucker and the other side of the house in order to blindside Cedric by evicting him. Brooklyn, Cam, and Chelsea were also shocked by Cedric's elimination. If Cedric hadn't volunteered himself as a pawn, then he might have made it much further in the game. Throughout the first half of Big Brother 26, Tucker dominated the game. He was a competition beast and a fearless player whose wild moves kept everyone on their toes, including saving Angela with the power of veto instead of himself when they were both nominated. In his 45 days in the house, Tucker won 6 competitions, including 1 HO, 3 Power of Veto, and 2 BBI Arena wins. He was a frontrunner to win the whole competition, until he made a fatal error during Week 6. Tucker had volunteered to be a pawn for 2 previous AHSOKAs, with whom he wasn't in an alliance, including Chelsea and Cedric. He believed that he could win his way off of the chopping block, which he did. Therefore, when his alliance member Takor became AHSOKA, he felt that it would be the right thing to do to volunteer to be a pawn for her too. However, he didn't think that she'd take him up on the idea because they were in an alliance together. He was upset when she did. Once he was nominated, Tucker didn't win the power of veto or the BBI Arena competition, and his fellow house guests couldn't resist the chance to evict him. If Tucker hadn't volunteered to go on the chopping block, Takor might not have nominated him because they were in an alliance, and he might not have been evicted that week. Tucker's confidence got the better of him. During Big Brother 26, Joseph prided himself on playing an under-the-radar game. He even compared himself to Big Brother legend Dr. Will Kirby, who won Season 2 without winning a single competition. He had the good fortune of continuously being picked to play in Power of Veto competitions, despite the fact that he wasn't even nominated. At first, Joseph's strategy seemed to be working well for him. However, during Big Brother 26 Week 7, when Joseph threw the Power of Veto competition, his ally Quinn nominated him for eviction, which led to him being sent home. If Joseph had fought to win that Power of Veto competition, he would have been safe for the week, and he would have had some power too. Joseph was too comfortable in the house, which led to the demise of his Big Brother 26 game. When Anglo Quinn nominated his own ally, Joseph, for eviction, the move left many Big Brother fans scratching their heads. Quinn was forced to name a replacement nominee when Leah Peters saved his actual target, Angela, from the chopping block. He chose Joseph in order to not make waves with the other house guests and thinking that he wouldn't be evicted. However, Quinn was wrong. This was the second time that Quinn had nominated one of his own allies who went home after Cedric was blindsided during Quinn's deepfake hoe reign. Quinn didn't learn his lesson after Cedric, and he made the same mistake again. Quinn was then evicted the following week because he had one less ally in his corner. Both of Quinn's AOH reigns left viewers wondering what the Big Brother superfan was thinking by nominating his closest allies for eviction twice. When Lee was AO, she had to make a difficult decision because there were 3 trios in the house: Hemo, Takor, and Rubina, and Chelsea, Cam, and Mackenzie. She and Angela were somewhere in the middle. Lee decided to target Chemo, Takor, and Rubina. When Angela won the Power of Veto, she saved Chemo from the chopping block, so Lee was forced to name a replacement nominee. She chose Takor, who was ultimately evicted. However, the following week, Lee expressed regret about her decision when AO Mackenzie also won the Power of Veto and switched her target from Angela to Leah. She saved Chemo from the chopping block and nominated Leah in his place. Lee was completely shocked that Mackenzie had turned on her. If Lee had gone after the trio of Mackenzie, Chelsea, and Cam, then perhaps she would have had a better chance of staying in the game because she'd have eliminated a very strong player. However, Lee did the best she could with the information she had at the time, which was that Mackenzie was on her side. When Mackenzie was hit during Week 10, she turned on her ally, Leah. Chelsea was able to convince Mackenzie that Lee was a bigger threat to them than Angela, and so Mackenzie used the Power of Veto to save Chemo from the chopping block and nominate Leah in his place. However, Lee would never have turned on Mackenzie, and she would have been a number for her to get further in the game. As Big Brother 26 has progressed, Mackenzie and Chelsea have been working together to achieve their goal of making it to the final 2. The only problem with that is that Chelsea also has a final 2 deal with Cam, and she can definitely beat him if she goes to the end with him. It might be harder for her to win against Mackenzie, who has more competition wins than her, so she might not choose her if she wins the final hoe. Although Mackenzie might have believed that she needed Chelsea to move forward in the game.